Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's Lions Talk. We're going over what has happened the past week, and actually, as I'm making this video, some news more recently has come out. But
Crazy.
we'll start. We'll go by what each thing has happened so far this week. So starting out the week, literally not too long after we made last week's video, the Lions signed guard Kevin Zietler from the Ravens,
Hell of a signing. Hell of a
and
signing.
that is going to help your offensive line. It's going to be pretty good moving forward into next season as it was the previous season.
I think it's an upgrade at least for the year until they can get some other people. And if they want to sign him for another year after that, if he looks like he's still got something in the tank. I mean, he was an all-pro alternate last year, wasn't he?
Yes, he
Um,
was. He was a
and
Pro
from
Bowl.
what I looked at, he has been a very healthy player for most of his career. He's played pretty much like 15 games a year, probably mostly averaging. A lot better than probably Jonah Johnson's been lately or Jonah Jackson's been
Yeah,
lately. Um,
and it's only a
I
1 year,
don't
$6
know.
million deal, so it
It's a
ain't
great
that bad.
signing.
You go draft somebody to kind of bolster up for the year, and then hopefully next year they're
And
good.
this
You
guy's
might be
rated
fine.
higher than any of our other guards. They're going to put him next to Penny Sewell.
Probably, I would
That's what I
assume.
heard. So geez, that's just I mean, if that line stays healthy, and I'm sure that they're going to do
You,
something, in the draft. Maybe get a center or somebody like that. Glasgow, of course, can play center.
yep. And
I'm feeling much better about that offensive line again. Should be top five in the
so you
league.
didn't lose anybody
No,
really besides Jackson, and you replace Jackson with Zietler, and you're going to be fine. Sorsdal is going to be on year two, a little bit more experience, a little bit more back behind his belt. You got Skipper back as a good backup to whatever you need.
right.
So I think your offensive line is going to be good. The other news that's more recent, and then we're going to talk about the more glaring thing that has happened over the past week. More kind of news on the Amon-Ra St. Brown extension. It's looking to be between 26 and 28 million annually, which is a little bit more than the franchise tag.
Normally, I would
But
not want to do that with a wide receiver, but this guy's special. Um, he's the kind of player you want in your team. Doesn't cause trouble, works his ass off, highly productive. For the most part, stays healthy. I just he's a great guy to have on the team. So um,
he will
I'm
not
not.
be the highest paid with that contract, but he will be up there within that top five, top three
How
talk.
long is the contract? Is it?
They haven't necessarily given a length amount, but it is between that 26 and 28 million average annual value is what they think is going to end up being his contract. A little bit higher than the if you put the franchise tag on him, but I think for what he's done, he's worth it. It might not be the wisest, but depending on how you can spread that cap situation out, you will probably be perfectly fine uh, with what's going on. But there is no talk exactly about how long it is. Other things one big glaring thing that happened this week was the release of Cam Sutton due to his charges down in Florida. That is not a good situation at all with how it's looked. I mean, he's been missing for about 3 weeks until we literally 30 minutes before this video came out that found out that allegedly he was at the Lions facility when the news came out about his warrant.
Yeah, I don't know if the Lions. I don't think they can be. I don't know the parameters for it, but whether they can be held responsible in some way or be in trouble for not
Depending on their
reporting that he was
knowledge.
there. I mean, you have an obligation. He's under. I mean, I don't know what the law is as far as harboring a fugitive. They said they told him to, turn
Well,
himself in. They advised him to, but is that all they have to do? I mean, do they have a responsibility to call the
so they
authorities?
my assumption of everything because it wasn't on the news. He probably kept it quiet that he was being looked for, and we went about his business. Like you said, it popped up on the TV, and they allegedly told him to go turn himself in. I would be assuming they thought he would do the right thing and go turn himself in,
That
and
makes
then
sense.
instead of him actually doing
And
that, he continued to go
when he didn't,
on
that's
the
when they
run.
released him.
Well, yeah, probably is what happened.
That makes
They
sense.
probably told him he wasn't on the team.
I guess we'll learn
To
more as it comes
Yeah,
along. But
they probably told him he wasn't on the team and that he was going to be released and he should go turn himself in. And he probably was like, "Okay, I'll go do that." Left the facility and then never
that's
turned
just
himself in.
crazy.
That's
That's
probably
crazy.
likely what happened because right, if I had that knowledge, honestly, I would have called 911 and not let him leave.
You would have thought, yeah, that they would have called the Allen Park Police or the state police or
But at
whatever,
the
and
same time, maybe he fought his way out there because if allegedly they were in the weight room when it popped up on the TV.
I doubt that they would physically try to stop him unless it was security.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if
I don't know what you could do. I'm sure they were shocked. I'm sure they were like, "What? What the hell? What's going on here?" And then this guy, this guy you're working with, suddenly pops up on the TV that they're looking for him, and he's got a warrant out for his arrest. I mean, I'm going to give the Lions a little bit of credit here and just say they probably were a little taken off guard, and probably if they could have done it again, they would have called the authorities. But I'm not sure what the Tomlin's reaction was. Kind of weird because he was
well, he
just
said, well,
basically
yeah, he said they tried to contact and there's
he,
no one's business.
right. It was no one's business and stuff like
So
that. Well, you know what? If you're under, it is at people's business. If this guy's on the loose and he has assaulted a person and strangled a person, it is our business. It's a person. Every citizen's business to help the law enforcement, turn this guy in.
so
If he won't do it willingly, I mean, I don't. I don't know how you look at this. I mean, it's if someone's trying to evade the authorities, to me, that's a sign of guilt. And we're not in court, so you're not in court. You're innocent until proven guilty. But outside of court, you can have your opinion all you want. It looks kind of strange that you would run if you were innocent of this. But we'll
so
see. Like I
uh,
said, we'll let more information come out. We don't want to jump to
according
conclusions.
to Wood, he was in the building when the news broke. He just showed up unexpectedly to work out, and then they were talking to him, and then he left.
Yeah, I mean,
So that is a good. There's no details on the Detroit News thing that they
I'm sure they
gave
were in
here.
shock too. I mean, if they
He
didn't know
he
anything,
was
I'm
at
sure
the
they were.
facility the day before the incident happened. So on March 6th, he was at the Lions facility.
Right,
Then I guess he went down to Florida, did what he did, and
came
then
back.
eventually came back.
So I'm assuming that he did not tell the Lions what he did, and that the Lions found this out as they were watching
The news,
television, like
probably.
everything else,
Yes.
and just said, "Well, what the heck are you doing here? Why are you, you know, I don't know. This sounds crazy." So, I mean, it's best not to jump to any conclusions and let it just play out. And, you know, I just think it's strange,
So yeah,
that they didn't.
they told him to obtain legal counsel, turn himself in, do what he has to do, do the right thing. Whether he has done that or not, we don't know yet because besides
Well, we
what
would
came
know if he
out,
turned himself in. That would
but
be on
yeah,
the news.
but just saying at this point, that news broke 30 minutes ago. At any moment, maybe, but probably
Right.
not
And
because this was on the 20th, so it's been 5 days since that all broke, and we still haven't heard anything about him turning himself in. So it comes down to what exactly is going on
right.
with it.
And I'm
So
sure it's kind of like you were saying, it's just once they realized they advised him to do this and he didn't take their advice and didn't do it, that's when they released him.
so they might have also done one or two things as why maybe the Lions didn't try to get the police more involved at the facility. Maybe they didn't want to cause a scene there, and then maybe they made the police aware that he's up here, but they didn't necessarily try to get him too involved there just to
Well, if you
not
tell the
cause anything
police, I
more.
mean, I think if they had told the police, they would have been on his butt pretty quick. That's national stuff. I don't think they would have waited. I think they would have been there in 2 minutes, 2 seconds. before that guy ever had a chance to leave the parking lot. And
Yeah.
you could have, like I said, you can't get out of the parking lot without the gates and say, they're just not going to let you drive out of there. Um, I don't know. Like I said, this will all come forward as we go, but it's not looking good. And he's not on the Lions anymore anyway. So,
Yeah, he got released. It's gonna be a first June post June 1st release, meaning we'll save a little bit of cap money on it.
which isn't the important thing.
So, but for the most part, right, he's not gonna be on the team next year. And honestly, a lot of Lions fans also are fine with him not being on the team next year. Not for the circumstances as to why
I
he's
like,
not on the team next
you know
year,
what?
but
Maybe this is part of the reason why he fell off at the end of last year. People had personal problems. Sherritt from the Wings, he was going through the death of his dad last year, didn't play well. He's played much better this year. That's these people are human beings, and if he was going through some personal problems, that affects your play. That does. I mean, I don't know.
and
I didn't. I thought he played well, at least in the early half of the year. Uh, I was looking forward to him being tandemed with Davis.
and one last bit of news for the day. We're gonna end this video on a good note.
All right.
The Lions did announce that before the draft, they will unveil their new jerseys for the next year.
Yes. All
So,
right. I
so,
hope it's good. I hope I like it.
so we will
I
have.
like the helmet a lot. I hope that's part of it.
I like the blue. I don't want the old logo back on it though.
I love the old logo.
I don't want the old logo back on it.
What do you want?
It could be a straight blue.
No, you got to have a logo. You
I would
gotta have
either put the
something.
newer lion on there
The more vicious lion.
or straight blue
A
because
lion
I don't
that's
think
got
I
somebody.
didn't mind the old lion logo, but I mean I don't know how well it fit on the side of there.
I liked it a lot. But then again, I'm older, so I grew up
So
with that kind of stuff.
I don't mind a blue helmet though or a white helmet. They should have a secondary helmet again. New uniforms. If they're going to try and do black, there's going to be some black in their uniforms this year. If they're going to try and do a black jersey, I don't think they will. I think they're going to have a different version of the silver again. Maybe not all silver, but they probably will do another version of the silver again and try to figure out a way with the helmets and all that stuff. But they will be getting new uniforms unveiled before the draft. It's been 7 years since we've had new uniforms. So
Cool.
you will have new uniforms for the Lions next year. Something to look forward to. And we'll see what we go. There's been the other rumors kind of what Detroit should do now with Cam Sutton gone. Are we going to go after Gilmore? Are we going to draft somebody? How are we going to fill in that? Hopefully
How
we'll hear
much
more.
would Gilmore cost us? Is he?
He's
That's
still
the,
available.
that's the key.
Or do you draft the guy out of Alabama and get Alabama secondary? You got Branch, and then you have Kool-Aid McKinstry
Huh?
in our secondary. It's all up to what you want to do. We'll see what the Lions end up doing. I wouldn't mind Gilmore or drafting. I think
I
think
mean,
we'll
you
be
know
fine.
what? So far, until Holmes proves that he's not doing it, or that so far he's improved every year and he's drafted well. I'm going to trust him with this, and that I think it's going to be an offensive lineman in the first round, but
I can see wide receiver,
you. But like they said, he has filled almost every need we have.
except
Uh,
for secondary.
well, I mean, he picked up two or three running quarterbacks. I mean, he re-signed one, and then he picked up the two other ones.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think that our backfield's that bad that he has to go out. He has to get a defensive back for the first round. Um, keep winning in the trenches. That's what I say. Keep
I could
either side
see.
of the ball. He can go after the best available.
I mean, he could go for a defensive end. I wouldn't be surprised with that too. Someone to go on the other side of Hutch because your interior line is really good and one end's really good, and
Well,
then you're
what
okay
we
on the
know
other.
of Brad
But
Holmes, he's not predictable.
no,
I don't think anyone's had a clue who he was going to take
last
the
year
last 2 or 3
when he
years.
took Gibbs
I think
first round,
yeah, we kind of knew Hutch was going to be his pick that one year. So yeah, Hutch and Penny Sewell, they were pretty predictable, I guess you could say that. But after that first round, I mean they were very high up.
yeah.
this is going to be basically like drafting in the second round.
Yeah, and this is the latest you've drafted, and since I don't
So
know
it's going to be very hard
in
to
a
tell
long
what he's going to
time.
go.
So we'll see what happens though. With all that being said, though, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this Lions news down in the comments. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.